Welcome everyone to our very first Horizon Science Academy Southwest Chicago Husky Family Podcast. We have a live Zoom audience, so hey everybody again. And don't worry, we're being recorded. It'll be linked to our school webpage and social media. So a little bit about us. We are a STEM-focused public school located in Chicago's wonderful Southwest side at the intersection of West Englewood and Gage Park. We have a new principal this year who has been active in some of our community meetings. I want to introduce Mr. Stephen Pomeran.
Thank you, Regina. Like Regina said, I'm Mr. Palmer and proud principal of HSA Southwest. So I'd like to thank you for joining us for our first ever Husky Family Community Podcast. Hopefully this is the first of many. I'd like to thank all the wonderful people for making this possible, specifically our first guest, Alderman Coleman. So we're always striving to find unique ways to build community during these different times. So thank you again for joining us and enjoy.
All right, so our address is 5401 Southwestern. So when COVID is over, and I promise it will be over, come on and visit us. But if you're out, in the meantime, if you're outside of our school community family and would like to receive our newsletter, please put your info in the chat and we'll save your email. And that'll keep you abreast of what's going on at Southwest. So, Alderman Coleman, you're present and accounted for.
I am here, excited to be here.
Awesome. So let me introduce you if I may. So the Honorable Alderman Coleman is a current alderperson of the 16th Ward after taking office as a member of the Chicago City Council in May of 2019. She's also the Democratic Party committeeman in the 16th Ward. She's a daughter of Englewood with a rich legacy as her mom was also an honorable alderman, Alderman Shirley Coleman. And she served from 1991 to 2007. So welcome, Alderwoman Coleman. And why don't you kick us off and let us know what's happening in the 16th Ward these days?
Wow, what isn't happening in the 16th Ward? Well, obviously we're on day 2 of early voting. So I want to remind everyone to please vote. This election is very, very, very important. So that's what's happening in the 16th Ward. The early voting location is at Lindblom Park at 6054 South Damon or at Gage Park right down the street from HSA at 55th and Western. We have some amazing, development. We're working on a neighborhood park not too far from the school around Francisco and 57th.
Nice.
Yeah, so we are doing, the 16th Ward is made up of Englewood, Chicago Lawn, Gage Park, New City, and back of the wards. 5 beautiful communities that I am so honored and humbled to serve. And there is something good happening in every one of those communities, back of the yards, what we're doing in Chicago Lawn and Gage Park. Tomorrow, we will be right down the street from HSA on 60th and Western.
Awesome.
For COVID testing.
Now, is that testing free? Because it's been rumored that some of these testings actually cost people. Is this a free COVID test?
That testing is free.
What would you need to show up to get tested?
Show up.
All right. That's the best way. Okay.
No one will be turned behind, and it's the swab in your mouth, so it's not the nasal swab, which is very painful and uncomfortable. I'm still traumatized by my first COVID test, but definitely family friendly, and that's tomorrow at 60th and Western at 10 a.m. In addition, grocery boxes for the family, food distribution, and just an array of resources.
That's awesome. So tell us about the voting. You said it's early voting, Lindblom Park, and that's where again?
That's 6054 South Damon, but also for my neighbors that live near Western, Gage Park is also a early voting site, although it's in the 15th Ward, but we share the 15th and 16th Ward. So
Yes.
Bloom Park at 6054 South Damon and Gage Park at 55th and Western. And this election is so important
Yes, it is.
in addition to census. And I just want to encourage everyone. Yesterday's number, 15,000 voter turnout. That has never happened, Ms. Armour, in the city of Chicago on an early voting day. People are excited, are motivated, and I just hope that the millennials and even the young people who can't vote, please drag your parents, your aunts, your cousins, your relatives, your friends that are 18 and older to go vote. It's so important. Not only vote, let your voice be heard, but make sure you get counted for the census so that we can make sure that resources come to high quality schools like HSA for our next generations to come. So vote and be counted for the census, because if we're not counted in, we will definitely be counted out.
Oh, I love that. You know, the census actually, there's no more door to door, but I do understand that you can go online until 11:59 tonight.
Yes.
To actually participate in the census. So you still have time.
Still have time. mine2020census.gov.
And with the voting, I did vote today at lunch, but I went to the school around my house and the line was at least 3 blocks long and it was so discouraging. However, I do have a friend that's an election judge and she told me to come to a school that's over on 93rd in Princeton. So I took a chance and I was able to get in. So you don't have to really vote in your precinct.
Right.
Early voting, you can vote anywhere that has a polling place, correct?
Any of the
and
50,
so I encourage everybody, don't be discouraged. Please don't be discouraged.
any of the 50 wards. I even think Lala put in Sherman Park in the text right there on 54th and Racine.
Awesome.
It's an early voting site. So please, you can go anywhere in the city of Chicago that's a early voting polling location, and you can get the information on chicagoelections.com.
And if you did send out for a mail-in ballot, don't forget to bring that mail-in ballot with you. If you did receive it, you threw it away because you say, I want to vote in person, that's fine, which is what I did. I had to sign an affidavit saying I received my ballot, but I threw it away or I didn't bring it with me. So one or the other. So just remember, if you did get that mail-in ballot, just bring it with you so they can destroy it, because we can't vote twice.
That's right. And I am mistaken. Sherman Park is a drop-off location. So we're encouraging everyone, if you can, don't mail in your ballots, because we do not know the uncertainty of the Postal Service in this election. Please bring your ballot to a location, either a drop-off location or one of those early voting sites. So thank you, Lala, for letting me know.
Yes, Lala, our Sherman Park Public Library head librarian, who actually has kicked off a lot of these community get-togethers. So shout out to Lala. So what resources are still available for students and families and community members around COVID? I know we have kind of like COVID fatigue, because I'm actually tired of it. I'm tired of wearing a mask. I'm tired of hearing the numbers. I'm just tired, but I know that I have to be vigilant. So what other resources are available in case people get sick or need help?
Well, in addition to being tired, Ms. Armour, I still breathe that hope, right?
Yes.
Hope for a better tomorrow, hope that we will be in school with our classmates, with our teachers, with our new principal, of course with you, because you're just amazing.
Well, and can't ask our love.
Yes, and the entire faculty, but hope. But as you're saying, being vigilant and diligent and, still masking up, wearing our mask. There are COVID sites, testing sites in the back of the yards community at 51st and Ashland at Access Health, where that's a state-of-the-art site where PPE supplies are given, as well as COVID testing at any time. Just call and make an appointment. And it's a very quick 7-minute in and out, very easy process. I have been working with the City of Chicago and Department of Health Services and getting more of the pop-up testing sites in communities that our numbers have increased so that we can bring the awareness, get the awareness, and those that have to, because we as people of color, we are the front line, we are the first responders, we are the frontline essential workers. And that's why it has affected our community in mass numbers, and why people of color, there's a 9-year life expectancy, and we are at risk of this airborne, this horrible unknown kind of enemy. So doing as much and as much awareness, my office is always providing masks. We turn no one away, no child, no adult, no senior. So we are, anyone who needs a mask, that is our showing of love. You can contact our office at 5411 South Ashland, 773-306-1981. We have masks for you and your entire family. So those are some of the—
Shout out to Miss Stevens over there who helps get you scheduled on this call. Also, flu shots. We need to get people. We usually have a community resource health there at either here at Southwest or at our school, 2245 West Pershing, Horizon Science Academy, McKinley. But since we can't get together, I do encourage people to go. I think it's Walgreens, Target, some of the community health centers are giving away free flu shots.
Yes, and tomorrow Walgreens will be out giving flu shots at the event at 60th and Western.
Awesome, awesome. Yes. So even though we miss our kids terribly, the halls here are empty and you hear your echo when you walk down them, and we miss them terribly. We know that it's the safest thing. Yes. So I know that you have a message for our parents and our students. So what do you want them to know?
Parents, I know that this e-learning space, it's new. I don't know about you all, but I have always appreciated our teachers, but I appreciate them even more from sitting in a few of the e-learning sessions with some of my 16th Ward children. So teachers, men and women, I honor you, I salute you, I admire you. You all are heroes. So I hope that in this COVID environment, in this pandemic, that we have gotten back to the appreciation of things that things and people that we had kind of forgotten when some of those necessities are taken away from us. But parents, it's e-learning. We're working together to making sure that not only our children are safe, but our teachers are safe, and that you are safe. And in this new space, we don't know all the answers, but together we're going to figure it out.
I think we've got some good e-learning numbers, don't we, Mr. Palmer?
So, yeah, for some reason we took a little bit of a dip today, but if you exclude today's number, we were averaging over 95% attendance.
Woo! I love it. I love it. I love that. Is music to my ears.
Yeah. So what I tell the staff from time to time is, you know, we can celebrate that 95%, but we can't ignore that 5% that is missing. So those are the ones we're focusing on, trying to reach out and making sure that those kids are doing well. But then, you know, even though the attendance numbers are good, we know we can't just be happy with just them showing up. We really focused on the academic attainment and the growth, because you know, we'd be kidding ourselves if we think that this is comparable to in-person instruction, because we got a long way to go, but we got some phenomenal teachers at Southwest, so we're doing the best we can.
Yes, and you all are phenomenal for even in this space of still providing the normalcy of the academia, but to do it virtually. It's amazing. I've witnessed it myself. I don't know how you all do it. You all are supermen and superwomen, okay? But parents, please vote. Vote. We are 20 days away. I have to impress and please encourage you to vote, 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 vote. Is so important. Our children, the future of our lives depend on this election. Vote, and as Ms. Armour said, we have until 11:59 tonight, so please get counted. Please get counted. so that we can support our schools, we can support those agencies, we can support wraparound services and those entities that are intended for our community to help from young to old. Please get counted. If we're not counted in, we will be counted out.
So we have a few minutes for questions. Does anybody have any questions they'd like to ask the councilwoman?
And if I may just compliment HSA, you all have done a Herculean job of being digitally ready and available. I follow your Instagram. I feel so motivated when seeing the posts. And even though we're physically aren't together, the spirit is still there. Being a team, being a family, supporting our children, staying active and involved. I love the newsletter. I am so honored to be the first for the podcast. So kudos to you all, but you all have definitely kind of adjusted very quickly to this new virtual space that we're in. And I don't feel like I haven't been to the school in a year. I feel like I am informed and involved digitally with you all. So I just want to compliment the faculty and staff and leadership at HSA.
Alderman Coleman, it looks like there's a question possibly inviting you to make a digital video.
Okay.
Is there a way we could have the students speak with the alderman sometime to talk about how local government works? So maybe I don't know if you have any resources that you could send to us about how our Chicago government works.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to have talk to our young people and getting our young people civically engaged, right? So that they'll understand how important it is, what our votes mean, how our voices, the meaning of what voicing what we're passionate about, and that you too have the opportunity. You can be a councilwoman, you can be an alderman, you can be the mayor, you could be the president of the United States one day, but you've got to be civically engaged, and whatever you're passionate about, your voice can be heard. And if you do the hard work and have that stick-to-itiveness spirit, you can do and be anything. Commissioner, principal, teacher.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll start a public service career track here at HSA Southwest. That'd be awesome.
That would be So I won't be the youngest alderman on the city council.
Right. Yeah, we'll bring you some company.
That's right.
Any other questions?
Looks like there's another one here from Layla again. Horizon Brighton Park needs a speaker to talk to parents about the importance of voting in elections. Do you have any suggestions?
Voting in elections. I think the most relatable example I could use is if you are not happy with how your community looks, or if you're not satisfied with the city services that you are getting or not receiving, or the quality of those services, how you make a difference is by voting, is by getting civically engaged, is by contacting your local alderman, your local state representatives and senators and commissioner and congressperson, finding out who's responsible for what. That's the importance of your vote, because leadership matters. And if we don't have effective leadership, I ran for office because I saw that our ward needed effective leadership, needed someone to fight for the same services and the same quality housing as my neighbors in my neighboring wards, in the 14th ward and the 12th ward, and how certain streets divide the different quality of life. Just because we're in Inglewood and back of the yards in Gage Park, we should be have the same housing as Mount Greenwood, as Chatham, as some of the gated communities, as Streeterville. We deserve the same quality as any other community in any other neighborhood in the city of Chicago. And that is my commitment, so that our children will know, leaving their neighborhood won't be a different experience when they go 15 minutes away. So leadership matters, and that's why it's important that's why your vote is important.
We've got a couple more minutes. I got Officer Solis. You're hanging in there with us. You've got something coming up that folks can actually attend and have their voices be heard. Am I correct?
All right. Hello, and thank you very much for the invitation. And thanks for mentioning. We just recently had, it was called a community conversation, and it was where we invited community members to talk and give input on how we can police better and how we can engage with the public in a better way, and just make the interaction between the police and the community a more pleasant experience. Each district had their own strategic plan, and when we had quite a bit of involvement. I don't want to brag, but compared to a lot of the other districts, we had a very good number of involvement. So I was worried, being a community policing officer, I was thinking that if we don't have a lot of people join, it's going to be direct reflection on our ability to engage with the public. So I was very happy to say that we had a very nice number. There might be a few people on here that attended. If you did, I thank you greatly for it. We absolutely need everybody's opinion to help us to learn how to police better and engage better with community members.
Don't you have one coming up in November?
We do. That's where I'm going to get to.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I forgot the exact date. I should have it if I had it on.
24th. I want to say it's the 24th.
Is it November 24th? I believe at 6 o'clock, and it's going to be on the Zoom platform. Lala and everybody helps us share information, and if anybody goes on Twitter, we're at Chicago Caps 09. It's on the top of our Twitter page. It's an Eventbrite. It takes literally a minute to join. It really helps us develop our strategy. And I'll put it in the chat. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So Alderman Coleman, you had you and about 3 or 4 other alder people had a really great town hall meeting last fall at Kennedy King College. So is there any plans for anything like that? We could Zoom it, we could do it. I mean, I was overwhelmed, and it was just amazing how many people turned out for that event. And I had a front row seat. It was fabulous.
Ms. Armour, that had never, ever happened in the Inglewood or West Inglewood community, where all aldermen, number one, get along.
Right.
But to come together, because
and with the city planner, with the new city planner, I think
I think Commissioner Cox was maybe 3 months in on the job, and he was just like, wow. I think Miss Armour, we had over 500.
Yeah, it was between about 1,000 people in that ballroom. Yeah,
because the doors, they kept opening door. Yeah. I said, wow, I didn't know you all had this many walls in the place. And
it wasn't just about complaining and talking about how bad things are and what are you going to do for me. It was really about people sharing their stories about what they've been doing in the community. I've been a community organizer for 30 years, or I'm new to the community and I want to get involved, and everything in between. It was just really a great experience.
Mm-hmm. And very, very healthy dialogue. Mm-hmm. Some of the points that we took, that we were working on, was we saw the need that the city of Chicago, we need a satellite location for those city services, for like Department of Revenue, because you either have to go on Jeffrey or you have to go far west. There really isn't a location that's commuter friendly or near public transportation for those of us that have to handle, do business with the city, whether that's paying a ticket or renewing our license for like our business license, but having a location near our neighborhood, because those are barriers in our community that we as people of color, we face every day. And that's just one of them. Access to quality services, access to a location that's convenient because we're working. We can't make it downtown. We can't make it on Jeffrey and where the parking sucks. So there was some really great, it was a healthy conversation again, and it was very necessary.
Well, hopefully you guys will plan it again. And could you let folks know, like, if they want to tune in to the city council meetings, they can?
Please, yes, tune in to city council meetings. I go live every council meeting. We announce it in our new weekly newsletter, even our committee meetings. I'm going to tell the young people how important committee meetings are, because that is where ordinances and resolutions and things that affect us, where it's heard. That's when we have the discussions and public testimonies and public hearings in our different committee meetings, like Department of Finance. So I can't wait for that. I'm gonna save that. But you can visit shycityclerk.com. Our next city council meeting, our mayor's address is going to be next week. I don't know the date because it was rescheduled, but our mayor's budget address, where she will be discussing the $1.2 billion, $1.3 billion, a whole lot of money.
Right, a whole lot of zeros.
That address will be either aired next week, but that is shycityclerk.com, and I encourage everyone to find out what's going on in your local government. Find out what's going on locally. That's when all 50 of our wonderful city council members are present, and our mayor, and you really see, get an idea, a feel for what's going on, because it affects all of us, young to old.
And when I took students down to city council meeting a couple of years in a row, it's actually fascinating watching the process take place. And it's not just the sound bites you see on the news, but the mayor gives away resolutions and talks about the good things that are being done across the city. And, school groups come, well, not since COVID, but, it's more than what you see on the evening news. It's really something to watch.
Yes, and it's definitely more than the couple of second sound bites.
Yes.
Sometimes we're in meetings for 4 and 5 hours.
Yes.
Good, healthy, sometimes not so healthy, but really good, healthy lawmakers and great ordinances that are being passed.
So we want to thank you, Alderman Coleman, for joining us, taking the time out of your busy schedule. Thank you for everybody that has joined us this afternoon. This is our first podcast or Zoom community meeting. So if anyone else wants to come on and present, be interviewed by me, I promise I'll be nice. But it's all about sharing and, having that sense of community when we can't all be together. Mr. Palmer, did you want to say anything before we leave the air?
No, you said it the best. It's just like finding unique ways to build community during these distant times. So like you said, I'd like to thank everybody for being a part of this first podcast. Hopefully it's the first of many, many, many more awesome, positive, inspiring podcasts. So looking forward to it.
And I want to thank Amy Bearden. She's my tech person. I was like, okay, I cannot deal with all the technology. I just want to talk. So she helped me out. And my partner, Coach Solly, who's an athletic director over here at one of the athletic people over here over at Southwest. So we've got a whole team working for you, and we'll see you out there in the streets, I guess, huh? All right, thank you guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you.